All right, y'all. Just wanted to briefly speak on, it being Passover season. A lot of us are, some of us have already had Passover. But I just wanted to deal with, because last year was very disheartening seeing brothers, sending up prayers, asking the Lord to accept that sacrifice. Very dangerous. Don't want to see that this year. Just giving warning. You know, us understanding, what that lamb is. Understanding what all the feast days are. All the feast days are eschatological plan. All right, it's the end times plan laid out within the feast days. It's our salvific plan laid out through the feast days. And these are types, foreshadows, allegories, metaphors, similitudes, for Christ. And, we doing these things, commemorating the day, understanding it, rehearsing it amongst ourselves, amongst our children. So they'll know, so they'll fear the Lord. So they'll be grateful for the Lord. So they'll be grateful, for the blood that was shed for the remissions of sins. And they can get a better understanding of that. But all of these things point to, and that's one of our issues, is that we hold on so tight and grip so tightly to foreshadows and the allegories and the types. We the figures. We are holding on to these things, not understanding that these things are really supposed to be pushing you. While you trying to hold on to it, what you trying to hold on to is supposed to be pushing you towards Christ. So I'm like, man, get up off of me. You got to go to him. This is here so you can go to him. This is a sign that points you in his direction. But that lamb you roasting, ain't no power in that. All right? Obedience is better than sacrifice. So you commemorating the day, if you want to do it as exact as that you can, as possible, nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. Showing that zeal, but don't think that there's power in that lamb roasting on that fire. Don't think that there's power in that. All right? It's only power in that lamb that died on that cross, that shed his blood for us. Okay? Now, the type, yeah, you put the blood on the door, and I don't, yeah, you can do what you want to do. You want to put that lamb and put that blood over that door, you could do it. Nothing wrong with that. But it's problematic when you're doing that and you're expecting to be saved by that, expecting to be passed over because you put that lamb blood on the door instead of the blood of Christ, and having that as your covering. It could be problematic. And if you're rebuking other brothers and sisters, because they got the lamb chops and the lamb shoulders, that's what I used to do. I used to rebuke jokers, man. I used to tell brother, man, look at them jokers, man. They ain't got that, man, please. They ain't doing nothing. And that can be problematic, man. That can be problematic because I did think that there was power in it a little bit. Me doing it this way, being exact, that that I would be shown favor in a way. And even not saying that, like I said, you can come in from the obedience aspect, that you're being obedient and you're trying to do it as right as possible and so forth. And, you may see the energy that you're putting into it and bless you and show favor to you. But I'm just saying, it's a thin line. It's a thin line of you holding that goat's neck and then you praying, you know, may this blood cover our house. Oh, Lord, thank you. And we appreciate all you done. And, you know, bless this lamb. We hope this lamb can sacrifice you and da-da-da-da-da. And you really supposed to be sacrificing yourself in this dispensation. You the one supposed to be picking up your cross daily, mortifying yourself daily, you know. But that's kind of going into something else, man. But that's all I wanted to give y'all, man. Just be mindful. Be mindful of the reason. You know what the Christians say, the reason for the season. Be mindful of the reason we're doing these things. And again, that, you know, all of these types and allegories within the text are leading us and pointing us to Christ. And we have some learning to do because a lot of us don't see that. So there's some things that I'm going to be bringing out. It's like and we say this, but we don't, you know. I'm going to give y'all just a little small example. When we say, well, what's the truth? It says the truth shall set you free. The precept packet is going to tell us to go to, what's that, Psalms 119, 142? Thy law is the truth. And so we'll say, well, see, the truth is going to set you free. And then, so now we put the truth in. We say the law going to set you free. The law ain't going to set you free. The law is not going to set you. Is the law going to set you free? The law going to condemn you and show all is under sin and worthy of death. The law is going to show you that you're worthy of death. So the text say Moses condemns you. Said Moses condemns you. But we can go to the John 14:6. You know, and brothers probably in their feelings right now, even with me, what I just said. But then when I go to John 14:6, and Christ says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one can get to the Father but through me. And I say, well, that's the truth. That's what's going to set you free. Christ is going to set you free. And then set you free from what? From sin and death. That comes by what? You breaking the law. By the law condemning you, showing that you are under sin and worthy of death. We got to understand progressive revelation. We have to understand that this text is progressive. And the more we go into the story, the longer we glean into the story, the more that gets revealed. The more that gets revealed. We see mysteries being unlocked inside of the New Testament. And these are the things we have to deal with and we have to evaluate. You know, do we still use that breakdown, that precept breakdown, that precept packet breakdown, and say, hey, man, the law is going to set you free? Is that what we're saying? Does the law set us free? Does the law set us free? Is that what Christ is saying? Pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.